And now a look at our century. The Vietnam War divided America like no war since the Civil War. There was, of course, much dissent, especially among young people. But there were also many Americans who may not have supported the war, but did want to support the troops fighting it. One of them was a Yonkers woman named Anna Puma, and she is an eyewitness to the century.
This is from Saigon, May 7th, 1967. Dear Anna, we feel that we are doing a vital and worthwhile job here in Vietnam, and to know that we enjoy the support of the people at home is precious to us.
By 1967, 500,000 U.S. troops were fighting the war in Vietnam. But half a world away, Anna Puma of Yonkers decided to fight a war of her own on behalf of those troops. A war against loneliness and homesickness.
We had a fishbowl, and we used to have customers pick out the names of the servicemen, and I used to make the boxes of cookies and send them out. Then I started getting mail from these young soldiers.
Through her letters from servicemen overseas, Anna Puma, now 78, is an eyewitness to the Vietnam War. Each week from her Yonkers bakery, she would mail out boxes of cookies to soldiers in the trenches. Amidst the death, despite the destruction, they would write back, offering an honest voice from the front. This one from Christmas Eve, 1966.
I never really just know how precious friendship were until they were so often ended in tragedy. It made me wonder if it was all worth it. People like you make it clear. Yes, it's worth it, because each and every man here will come home as a better American.
More than 57,000 Americans would not make it home. The ones who did returned to an America very different than the one they left.
Some boys stopped in, yes. We had one that stopped in about 3 months ago, and he said to me, I've been blessing you for 30 years. So he gave me a kiss, and he says, you send me cookies to Vietnam. So to me, that's priceless.
All right, a real treat, literally, today on Daytime. One of my favorite guests is back, Ralph Puma from Artuso's Pastry Shop in Yonkers. And today, he's here to show us how to make Italian pastries and custard. What a treat.
That's right, Amy. Today, we're going to start with our shells, okay? In here, we have a cup of water.
You've already gotten started for it.
Half a cup of Crisco, and we're going to have a cup of flour that we're going to add to it right now once that starts to boil.
And you're starting your pastry. I mean, this is
This is the actual pastry shell. Correct. Once all the flour is completely incorporated into the mix over here, as such here, we're going to go right ahead and pour it into our mixing bowl.
Okay.
Okay. Once in the mixing bowl, we'll add 4 eggs into it. You're going to want to add the eggs one at a time. Okay. So just once it's all blended in again, incorporate. I already have most of the eggs in there.
And folks, you can follow along with this recipe. It's on our website, news12.com.
Correct.
Courtesy of Ralph Puma and Artuso's.
And as well as a tablespoon of vanilla in there as well. Okay.
Okay.
In this next pot over here, we have 2 1/4 cups of water boiling with a half a cup of powdered sugar and a half a cup and 6 tablespoons of granulated sugar.
And you get all this started together.
Correct.
Yeah,
correct. You have that boiling on the stove already. Okay. In this pot, we have 3 large eggs, already some vanilla in there with some hot water. It's a 1/4 cup of hot water. We're going to add 5 tablespoons of granulated sugar. Mix that in there real fast.
Okay, Ralph, while you're doing this is what it comes into?
And this is what the shell is going to look like. So you go right ahead and start bagging it out.
Okay, Ralph had me start to do this last time, and it was a real disaster. So let's see here.
Now these pastry shells, yep, very good. Look at that.
Are you impressed?
Very impressed. You want a job?
I'm impressed.
These pastry shells you cook in the 400-degree oven for about 15 to 20 minutes.
I'm making them too big, right?
Nah, well, that's okay.
Okay.
It's for your guests. You make them as big as you like. That's good. Good size.
Nice. And you see how this spread apart?
Yes, that's good.
Okay,
just like that.
This is my
shell. They do blow up when they cook.
Ah, very interesting. This is what I did. This is what Ralph did earlier, right over here.
There you go.
That's what it looks like out of the oven.
Correct.
Very nice. And then what do we do with those? We fill them up.
So let's finish up the custard
Okay,
here.
perfect.
We're going to go ahead and put in 3 tablespoons of cornstarch as well as 6 tablespoons of cake flour right into that mix. Once all that is blended up, we're going to pour that mixture right into the boiling water on the stove. And we're going to keep mixing that until it's completely incorporated. Okay. When you start to see bubbles, then you know your eggs are completely cooked.
I see. Okay. Now, how do you finish this one up? You put some of those in there?
So let's go ahead.
All right.
Finished custard here.
Perfect.
All
Ralph
right.
kind of sped up the process here, folks, if you haven't noticed. Of course, I mentioned Ralph's from Artuso's in Yonkers. If you're from Westchester, you know Artuso's in Westchester. It's been in the business for years and years. How many years, in fact?
We're going to be 40 years in 2006.
40 years in 2006, and for good reason, guys. They know what they're doing over there.
All right.
And you
and
fill
then
these up.
We just take our cannoli, our custard cream,
Yes.
right into the
I
shells.
love these little things. What is this called?
This is a pastry bag. If you don't have a
Perfect.
pastry bag, you can always use a what are they called? The plastic bags, Ziploc bags.
Yes, yes.
Put a hole in the side of it.
Well,
use
that's a good
that.
tip.
Yep. It's a great little tip to use.
Perfect. Thank you. We've only
Decorate
got
like
about
that.
15, 20 seconds left.
There you go. And decorate any way you want.
Decorate it up. Well, that's
And these
amazing,
are some
Ralph.
of our
We don't want to
finished
go
products
without
here.
getting a taste of these things here. I'll have to get a taste in the break. But this is a little sample of what you've got there at Artuso's.
Correct. We have whipped cream eclairs. We have swan eclairs with whipped cream. We have the custard eclairs, as well as our new raspberry delights, which has a jacon around the outside.
It's hard to miss that. And thank you for this News 12 Westchester delight. That is fabulous. Folks, remember, you can get those recipes online, news12.com. Ralph Puma from Artuso's in Yonkers. Thanks for being here.
Thank you very much for having
Remember,
us.
there's still much more ahead on Daytime.
Can you believe the owner of the Anna Artuso Pastry Shop on McLean Avenue in Yonkers doesn't know how to bake?
I only take care of customers.
You don't?
No, I don't know how to mix flour and water.
You're kidding.
I swear.
Anna Puma, whose maiden name is Artuso, leaves the baking up to her husband John, her son Ralph, and her grandson Ralph Jr., while she dotes on her customers. Anna has owned this shop for more than 3 decades. She started in the bakery business with her brothers at the Artusos in the Bronx, then branched out on her own in 1966. Anna, our senior of the week, is as sweet as her cookies and cakes and pies, and you get the idea.
You have to love the business and you have to love being there with people. My customers love the cookies. The little kids all love my cookies because they all get one each.
In addition to baking everything here on the premises, they also make their own Italian ices. Guess which flavor I had?
Anna's a wife, a mother, a grandmother, and a great-grandmother, and she's also a giver. When she's not behind the counter making sure her customers take a little of this and a piece of that, she's helping the less fortunate.
We go to soup kitchen a couple of times a week. Whatever we have left, we put aside, and we bring it right to the soup kitchen.
Her acts of kindness with cookies started a long time ago. One of Anna's customers wanted to send her son some cookies. At the time, he was serving in Vietnam. Anna, thrilled at the idea, sent them out free of charge. Other folks heard about her generosity, and over the next 3 years, Anna delightfully sent free cookies to hundreds of servicemen. Now she has photo albums filled with thank yous.
I never knew the fellas I sent cookies to. Only a few in the neighborhood.
Well, Anna, we'd like to give you your just desserts. Because your heart's bigger than a baker's dozen, you're our Senior of the Week. I'm Scott Haney for News 12 Westchester.
We'll be back. Stick your tongue out.
So we want to take you now from planning the wedding to getting the wedding cake ready. Mary?
Yes, I'm attempting the roses, and I'm going to get some help. We're going to be creating wedding cake designs next on Daytime.
And our eyewitness to the century tonight is a New York woman who tried to comfort the troops fighting the war in Vietnam. It's an emotional look back at a pretty controversial time.
We are continuing our week-long wedding theme on the show. How about this? The water fountain in the cake. My goodness. Today we're giving you some creative tips for decorating your own wedding cake or any cake that you've got. And here to show us all the neat things you can do to dress up our special wedding desserts is Ralph Puma. He's the pastry chef over at Artuso's Pastry Shop. Welcome.
Thanks
Good
for
to
having
have
us
you
again.
here.
Yes, thank you.
I'm
Thank you.
amazed by the water fountain going. I mean, this is great stuff. I mean, this is pretty extreme, huh?
Yep, that and the fresh flowers is something new over the last 5 years. A lot of people like the fresh flowers on their cakes.
Right.
People have been going a lot more simpler with the wedding cakes. They don't go as extravagant as the steroid wedding cakes as we used to have. Even though the basket weave is a complicated process.
That is us here, this design that
Right,
you're looking at. Yeah.
right. It's still very elegant, and people
Yeah.
don't want as many flowers on their cakes. They just want very simple flowers.
This is the way I'm seeing cakes a lot more these
Yes,
days.
yes.
You're going to show us how to do this, I
Yes,
think.
I'm going to show you how to do some
Okay.
decorating. If you want, we'll talk about some fillings real quickly.
Yeah, what do you do for the fillings?
Okay, when you're setting up a wedding cake, you want to go simple. You want to keep it very simple. You don't want to go crazy with like lemon fillings, because not all your guests are going to like the lemon fillings. We have here a vanilla custard, a chocolate custard, cannoli cream for those Italian families who love their ricotta filling, vanilla mousse, and a chocolate mousse. We also make the different kinds of mousses, but again, you want to keep it simple. You don't want to go too crazy. You want to make sure you please all the palates of your guests.
Okay.
And then this is the whipped cream that we use, fresh whipped cream with strawberries. Fresh strawberries are always nice in a wedding cake. On the outside of a cake, you use a buttercream, which is similar to what these
I
cakes
noticed that
here.
that's what we're using here, and it's nice and thick.
Right, it hardens up, it stiffens up, and also you don't want your wedding cake melting on you.
And there are
through
quite
the
a few
reception.
designs that you can go with. This is one of them. And what is that actually called?
This is the basket weave.
The basket weave, okay.
We're going to show you real quickly how to do that. Okay. You're going to take a tube, a small tube similar to this here, a flat round tube.
Just flat round, yeah.
And just draw your first line there.
Yeah.
And then you're going to take a basket.
Oh, okay. So you have to make sure you have the top.
It's a combed tube, see, like this here. And go right across it, like that. And you got to leave a space for the second row. Okay,
gotcha.
And if you want to do the next line, right across there. Okay. That's why it takes a long time to set up the basket weave. Yes, it does.
This is tiny.
That one took me about an hour and a half.
And that's the one with the fountain you're talking about.
That's the one with the fountain, right.
This would have taken me like 3 days.
You put the next line
Forget
in.
the hour and a half. You have to really be symmetrical here too.
And you get faster as you go along.
Yeah, right.
There you go.
Especially if you've got 2 people doing this.
Yes.
Do you normally have 2 people?
No,
this
it's
is
just me or my father does it too.
But yeah, this is
and that's the
great.
basket weave. It's like I said, it's very elegant looking. It's time consuming, but it's worth the effort because it comes out beautifully.
It's really fun to do. Boy, a cake that if you bring over to a guest's house, I mean, that would be beautiful too. I mean, besides the wedding cake. Now, what about some of the other designs that you did here?
Okay, what we have over here is a pearl effect or a beaded effect.
Oh yeah, there we go.
And we have that on the other
and you
display
do that
cake
on the
we have
edges.
here. Right, you could do it on the edges, or you could do it throughout the center of the cake.
And that doesn't seem too difficult to do.
No,
But is it hard to keep it in the same row?
Well, the thing is, the whole trick of it is you got to keep everything the same size, same same pressure on the bag as you're squeezing.
Okay.
So you want to make sure they come out to the same sizes.
Does this dry quickly? I mean,
it doesn't. This doesn't dry up and harden up. It tastes great, so it's not but it stiffens up to so that it doesn't melt during the reception. You want to just beat it. That's it. Come up, squeeze in. That's it.
Oh.
There you go.
This takes a little bit of practice.
Yeah, it does.
You have actually this design on one of the cakes that you brought along here.
Yes.
Is this one of your popular designs too?
It's like I said, it's very simple, very elegant. It's just a brushed side. You just take the spatula. We're going to ruin our little basket design over here. Okay? And you just smear it out.
Oh, you're just flattening that.
Just flatten it right out, okay? And that's what we did here. And a lot of people just don't want, all this other fancy stuff like the scrolls. This is another thing that you can do on a cake too. It's called a scroll design.
Right.
Okay.
Just quickly, we don't have really much time left,
Okay,
so I just want to work on the rose.
Go ahead.
Just so I can impress Matt. I've been working on this.
We got some spoons over here if you guys want to taste the fillings.
And you can taste that. Yeah. And you've got a new store in Mount Vernon, I know.
Yes.
One in Yonkers as well.
Actually, want to flip the tube over.
Oh, look at it. I messed it up already.
That's okay. You want to keep the tube on a 45-degree angle, the larger point towards the bottom.
You get that?
Okay. Now you can get all these tips and all these bags and bowl knives at any party store.
Okay, great. Well, we thank you very much for being with us.
Thank you for having us.
On my roast.
Thank you very much.
You have potential, kid.
It's pretty good, isn't it?
Yeah, good-looking thing. I'm sure it tastes great too.
Yes.
Plus, our eyewitness to the century, a woman who baked cookies with love for American soldiers in Vietnam. We'll be right back.
What you guys doing with those pastry bags?
I'm messing up what should be a rose.
We'll be back.
Our little piece of Westchester this week is a person, and while she may be little in physical stature, she has a very long reach, and she has touched people around the world. We welcome Anna Artuso Puma to our show, and thank you very much for coming in.
It's a pleasure.
Oh, yeah. We're always we're grateful whenever you come in because we've got let's tell the people. We're talking about a bakery here, cookies, a fish bowl, and a mission. Tell me how that all started.
Well, the mothers would come in crying in the store, telling me that their son is overseas. So I'd say to them, okay, give me the name and where he is, and I would mail him a box of cookies.
And with that, I've been getting a lot of letters back from the servicemen, which are priceless to me.
I can't tell you, folks, how many we have scrapbooks full of letters, clippings. This is all from the originally started in the Vietnam era, and we have pictures, letters of gratitude, and you've got so many that you had to put them all in a fishbowl. Then you'd have another customer pull them out right there in the Artuso Bakery.
Get them in the mail all over the counties.
And I don't even know where to start to show all the other pictures here. Let's also mention that you have not stopped doing this. This is a tradition that you have carried on here. And right now we've got one of the caps from Operation Iraqi Freedom. And you got started again doing this.
He was wounded and came to Washington, D.C., and I sent a box of cookies with his wife. And he came looking for me. When he got back, he came looking for me. And I haven't seen him, but he sent me a letter and left the hat and a pin. As it's a blessing for me.
Well, it's a little tribute, and you know, speaking of tributes, folks, I mean, I've got a whole table full of stuff here from the City Council, from the Westchester County Board of Legislators. You can just see there's numerous awards here from the Exchange Club of Yonkers, all to you for this work that you've been doing over the years. And if I read a little bit about it too. You're awarded as Citizen of the Year, and it says, in 1929, Anna Artuso emigrated to the United States from Calabria. This is terrific stuff. Now tell me about your family a little bit, who you work with at the bakery.
Well, we started working. My brothers first started 60 years ago. In fact, they named Artuso 187th Street, Arthur Avenue. They gave a street name, the Artuso Avenue.
I'm going to have to hold it right there. They're telling me it's about time to go, but we want to thank you so much for coming in. We love to have Anna come in because she brings those cookies with us, and they disappear very quickly, and we're going to disappear right now, but stay tuned.
Welcome back. We are in the Halloween spirit today. We're cooking with pumpkins, and here to show us how to make pumpkin cheesecake pie is Ralph Puma from Artuso's Bakery. Good to have you here as always.
Thank you for having us
This
back.
looks absolutely delicious.
Yes.
So how do we get started? What do we need first?
All right, first we're going to make a graham cracker crust. All right,
I
we're going to
love
start.
those too.
Yeah, it's
All right.
great.
What did
we're
you
going to start
do
with
here?
1.5 cups of graham cracker crumbs.
And basically you just chopped up those
chop
graham
up graham crackers. Right.
Good.
Okay. You're going to put in a 1/4 cup of sugar, granulated sugar, and a 1/3 cup of, you can put them both in.
Oh, okay.
And a 1/3 cup of butter or margarine, whatever you prefer. Okay, and then you're going to want to mix that up until it's like a nice moist texture.
Now, I'm not using this, right?
You can use either one.
Either one? All right,
yeah.
let me give this a try here.
Yeah, it might be better with the other one.
All right, yeah, see that?
There you go.
I have to learn from the experts here. Yeah, it does
All right,
work better. Okay.
You're going to mix that up till it's a nice moist texture, which is kind of clumpy.
Gotcha.
And then you're going to pour it into the pie tin.
As I'm working
okay?
on this, do you want to work on the filling?
I'm going to make the filling,
Good.
okay?
I'll keep
so
going
we have
here.
1.5 cups of cream cheese. We're going to put in here. You have to make sure it's softened, though, okay, before you start putting everything else in.
Okay,
right?
gotcha.
You got 1.5
Softened
cups.
cream cheese.
Right. 1.5 cups of pumpkin puree.
Now, where do you get that from?
Okay, you can get it from a grocery store. Okay, try not to get the pumpkin mix that already has the spices in it and everything, because you want to put your own spices in.
Right, I bet it
Make
tastes
it taste
a lot
nice.
better.
Yeah.
Oh, mix that up then.
Mix the two of them up together. All right. We're gonna do this real fast. We're gonna pour in a 1/2 cup of granulated sugar.
Do you want me to do that for you?
Okay, you can finish
I'm
that
working.
up
All
there.
right, I got lots of work to
You
do
got a lot
here.
of work over there. Okay. And then we're gonna put in our pumpkin spice.
Is that what we have here?
Right. Okay,
What does that mean, pumpkin spice? You actually buy it? It says
Okay,
pumpkin.
you can actually buy pumpkin spice. I have it over here for you.
Oh, okay.
This is the pumpkin spice here.
Pumpkin pie spice.
Pumpkin
even.
pie spice,
It's like perfect.
yes.
All right, just exactly what you need. Okay,
If you
good.
cannot find pumpkin pie spice, we have the spices right here that are in it. You have the cinnamon here, nutmeg, ginger, and cloves. Okay.
And that's.
These are the grounded versions of the
Just
nutmeg
tell
and
me
clove.
again what we've got here.
We got nutmeg here,
Uh-huh.
ginger here, cinnamon, and cloves. Okay, and that's what's in the pumpkin pie spice.
So,
All right.
if you've got the time and you want to do that,
You wanna-
those
yeah.
are the mixtures. If not, which is what I would do, just buy the.
Just buy the pumpkin pie spice.
Okay, you're gonna keep mixing that
I'm
up.
gonna keep mixing that. All right, you're gonna
All right,
pour
all right.
this into here.
You know what? I think I have just a couple more
Okay.
mushes on this. All right, let's see how this comes out. What do you think? Is this all right, Ralph?
Yeah, at home, work it a little bit more. That's all. Yeah.
Actually, it comes out really nice when you're working with your hands. Get your hands in there.
Oh, all right. See, that's what I did wrong.
Yeah. But I wanted to get you all dirty during the show.
Yeah. All right, meantime, I think we're ready. You want to give it a try?
2 eggs.
2 eggs into your
Right.
mixture. I mean, it really is a basic.
It's a very
recipe.
simple mixture, but it tastes delicious.
Oh, I'm sure. Once you mix that up, you're going to put that in
pour
here.
it right into the
now,
pie stand.
what do we need to do with the pie? We put it in into the oven.
Right, 350-degree oven. Preheat your oven, and you put it in for about an hour, hour and 15 minutes, or until golden brown.
Okay.
Okay, this is the coloration you want to have after you cook it.
The whole idea is just get it just with that a little brown texture. That looks good.
Right.
You brought you brought cookies, pies. I mean, now's the time to really get involved with this. What did you bring here? This is coconut pie?
Coconut custard pie.
That looks delicious.
We have pumpkin pie.
Right.
And pecan pie. Those are our big holiday favorites.
You always hear about pumpkin pie, but pumpkin cheesecake pie, I
Yeah,
never really
it's
hear
very
about it. I bet it
different,
adds a really great flavor and great texture, too,
Yes.
rather than just having the pumpkin.
All right, you just want to pour that right into the mixture, into the tin. You want to make sure there's no lumps in there, like unfortunately like it is here, but.
Yeah, you're gonna keep mixing.
There you go. Yes.
All right, I'll just slop this around here. All right.
Okay, and like I said, you want to bake it for about an hour until it's nice golden brown.
How delicious.
Oh, it's great. It's great.
Wonderful. That looks great, and that's it. Voila. Oh, sorry. Sorry, I missed that. Here.
I'm liking all this stuff, but I have to admit, I've got my eye on these
the cookies, the Halloween cookies.
The bat cookie.
So cute.
Can I take this home with me?
Yeah,
Sure.
why don't you do that?
I don't even want to eat it, really. It looks so cool.
All right, I'm going to taste the pie.
Yeah,
Just
try it.
So are these part of the regalia at Artuso's?
For Halloween, yes. Yes.
that's
Not just
great.
regalia, I'm sure.
But the pies go throughout the holidays. Thanksgiving
This is
and up
great.
until Christmas.
With the cheesecake, it really adds a
It's nice,
wonderful
yeah.
flavor.
It's
If
a
you'd
nice
like to get a
combination
copy of this recipe, you can send us a self-addressed stamped envelope.
There's no
here
fork
at
for me?
News 12.
What's going
6
on?
Executive Plaza, Yonkers 10701. Or you can just log on to our website at news12.com for a list of other ideas as well. See that? Isn't that nice?
Yeah, a lot of. Oh boy, it sort of startles me because it looks more like a pumpkin pie than a
Pumpkin
cheesecake.
cheesecake pie. Ralph from Artuso's Bakery. Good to have you here. And stay tuned. We have much more coming up right after this. We have some Irish soda bread. We've got some Italian Irish treats. We've got it all. We're going to make Irish soda bread today.
Yes, yes.
And we have with us Ralph Puma, pastry chef from Artuso's Pastry. Good to have you here.
Thank you for having me.
Boy, we are really getting set. This looks wonderful. So get us started. What do we need to do this?
Okay, with the Irish soda bread, you want to do it in a mixing bowl by hand. You don't want to put it in an electric mixer. If you overmix the dough, it becomes very flat. So you want to put it in the mixing bowl. So we'll start off with 4 cups of flour. So I'll pour that in. You want to put those gloves on.
All right, I'm getting ready here.
This gets really messy here. Okay. Then we're going to put a 1/4 cup of granulated sugar.
Uh-huh.
And with that, we're going to put all the dry ingredients into the bowl first.
Okay, so far so good.
And you're going to be mixing that by hand.
As we're doing this.
Right.
Okay.
In here we have a teaspoon of salt, a teaspoon of baking soda, and a teaspoon and a half of baking powder.
There was
Also,
a spice in there, too.
Caraway seeds. I put a teaspoon of caraway seeds. If you don't like caraway seeds, you don't have to put any at all
Actually, I think they had that nice flavor, but I could
I
understand
enjoy
some
the
people
caraway
don't.
seeds. Yeah. And if you want more, you could always put more in that, too. It doesn't change the recipe much.
What's here?
This is a 1/3 cup of shortening, vegetable shortening.
Uh-huh.
You're going to need to mix that into the bowl also.
All right.
Okay. And we're
There's
gonna put
such a great texture with Irish soda
Oh, it's
bread.
great.
It really is. So I'm glad we're getting the secrets today and how to make it. All right. Now you've
This
got
is
some
a
raisins.
cup of raisins. If you don't like raisins, again, you can exclude them. You don't have to put them in.
Okay.
If you like more raisins, you're more than welcome to. At the bakery, we use the darker raisins.
Yeah.
But I figured for the show, I'll bring on the golden raisins because that's more traditional.
All right.
Okay. And while you're mixing that, we'll put in 1 egg. Okay.
How many loaves do you make of this?
We always make a couple during the day throughout the year.
Yeah.
But St. Patty's Week, we go through a couple hundred loaves.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You're in a predominantly Irish neighborhood,
We're
too.
right in Woodlawn.
Oh, yeah.
So it's all Irish here. We didn't used to make this. This is a newer recipe for us. And we went looking for through our Irish friends to get the recipe. I'm now going to put 1.5 cups of buttermilk in there. And you're going to mix it all until
buttermilk.
it's blended. Okay?
I'm sure
You wanna
the
make
buttermilk.
Sure there's no flour in there.
All right. Is it still with the hands?
Yes, everything's with the hands in this recipe.
It's getting very messy here, but this is a lot of fun. And is those are all the ingredients?
Yes, that's all there is.
Look at that. All right, so I'm just going to mix this up well. Try anyhow, but I think I can do it.
So when we went looking for a recipe a couple of years ago,
Yeah.
we came across this one that was the best one that we liked,
Mhm.
and we've been making it ever since.
Yeah.
We call it Aunt Mary's Irish Soda Bread.
Oh, really? Oh, thanks. I'm an Aunt Mary. I appreciate that. All right, how are we looking here? A little bit more,
a little bit more, a little bit more. We're going to dump it out on the table and we're going to roll it up.
Now, what about at the store? Do you do this by hand, too?
No, we don't do this by hand.
Oh, okay.
Because it's a bigger mix, we can do it by the machine. But when you do small mixes like this, you don't want to overmix it.
Thank you for the gloves, though. I
No
appreciate
problem.
this.
It's going to become a mess.
I should still mix that
Yeah,
a
still
little bit.
mix
Wait
a
a
little
minute.
bit more.
As the gloves coming off, we'll just do it. Okay.
Want to give me a hand in
Oh,
there?
I would love it.
Okay.
So
We're gonna
you've
roll it
got
up
the
like this.
technique.
Yeah,
you
you
just
gotta
keep
get in there
rolling.
and get the flour
Okay.
all up and mix into the dough.
That looks good. That looks
All right.
great. You know, while you're doing that, I know you're going to get ready, but tell us what other treats you've got here.
What we did was, usually for our rainbow cookies that everyone likes,
Mm-hmm.
there's the Italian flag. So for St. Patty's Day, we made the Irish flag over here with the orange, the white, and the green.
Okay.
We also have St. Patty's Day cupcakes.
Right here.
We made them
Got
green.
everything, yeah.
In the morning, we decorate our buns all green. Everything becomes green.
Everything's green?
Everything's green for St. Patty's Day. We also, actually, for St. Joseph's Day, I had to bring an Italian for
okay.
2 days after St. Patty's Day,
That's
of St.
right,
Joseph's
that's
Day, the
right.
Feast of St. Joseph's. And we make zeppoli and spinach.
Of course,
Okay.
have to.
Over here on this tray, we have our Irish soda bread. That's what it looks like when it's finished.
Looks so
Okay.
good. Looks so
We have hot cross buns that we make during Lent.
Oh,
We start them on Ash Wednesday and they go right to Easter.
Uh-huh.
And then we have Irish scones here, which we call our tea biscuits.
Oh, those are good too. All right, so
Okay, now that we're done,
let's get back to our Irish soda bread.
We put it on a lightly greased tray, or you can put it on a tray with baking paper or parchment paper, whatever.
Okay.
You can get either 2 small loaves out of this. They'll come out to about that size, or 1 giant loaf.
That right there, it's going to come out to the
About that size, yeah.
That's a pretty nice
Yeah.
size too. So that's good. Look at that.
Right.
Very
Or a little bit more dough in there would blow it up a little bit more.
That looks good. That
Then we're
looks
going to
good.
cut a cross on top,
Uh-huh.
so it cooks evenly through. Usually you can roll it in flour also if you want to get a little more flour in there, okay? Then you put it in the oven and you bake it for about an hour, hour and 15 minutes until light golden brown. You don't want to go too dark because what will happen is it's just going to dry it out too much. So just a nice light golden brown, similar to these here. And that's
Now
pretty
you're
much
done.
it. Yeah,
Well,
and
that
then you're
looks
done.
great. I want to let the folks know how they can get the recipe too. And while we're doing this, I know Matt Sanson's coming over. Your mom's coming.
Grandmother, yes.
Yeah,
Grandma's
coming
here.
over. Oh, hello.
Hello, hello.
Let me just tell them how they get the recipe. You can log on to www.news12.com. Now, you can send it to us in a self-addressed stamped envelope. I just hope you get it in time for St. Patrick's Day. But there's the address for you, 6 Executive Plaza, Yonkers, 10701. But we'll get it to you any way you need it. But this looks great. Thank you so much.
Oh, yes, I'm very proud. We are all very proud of my grandson.
How many loaves are you making? 150 loaves?
Well, no, a couple hundred during the week of St. Patty's Day. Yeah.
Wow.
Tomorrow we'll go through almost
And all my Irish customers come in for them. They love it.
Do they?
I like it because this, the Italian and Irish flags are pretty similar.
Yes,
so
very
when you have the
similar.
tricolors there.
It's just the one layer you had to change.
All right.
You gotta taste that. I'm gonna grab one of
Go
these.
right ahead. Go right
These
ahead.
look great. Thank you so much.
Oh, it's our
Can
pleasure.
I break it?
We can cut up the bread if you want.
Yeah,
Right.
break off
And have some butter. I brought some butter with it.
Terrific.
That's what everybody really has it with, right? I always
Yes.
have it with butter, but
You
I wasn't sure if there was something else, you know?
You could toast it up. You could have it cold.
We've had it with jam.
You can have it with breakfast,
do
lunch,
that.
and dinner
Little
anytime.
Irish breakfast tea with
Yep.
it, and we're all
It's
set.
great.
That's
There
what
you
I
go.
need to do.
Yeah, some people I know
Jam would be
put
good.
honey on it as well.
I would. I like it.
Well, you get busy. I know you guys are. Thank you for coming in on this very busy week.
Thank you
for
very
you guys
much.
at the
Thank
Bake
you.
Shop.
very
Thanks
much.
again.
And actually, from here, we're talking St. Patrick's Day right on through.
That's right. We
Yes.
are going to hear a little bit from Dermot Henry before we go, but happy early St. Patrick's Day, everyone. And thank you.
Well, stay with us. Don't go anywhere. We want to keep you with us.
Coming up, courtesy of Artuso's Pastry
Yeah, it
Shop.
seems to be ironic there, but we like the mix, don't we? Oh, look at
Coming on. Oh, looks great. We're going to make a couple of these. Matt's going to taste a couple.
Oh, yes,
and,
I'll be there. And in mind, we're making Irish soda bread here in America with the help of Artuso's Italian Bakery. So
How about that?
I think that covers covers everything.
Those look really good, too. We're going to be tasting later.
Whenever they show up, it's just like it's a madhouse. They bring in so much food, everybody's going crazy for the next It's
Well,
incredible.
we have so much coming up in the next half hour, but first, let's get to the news of the day. For that, we're going to go to Lisa LaRocque, and I hope you're going to help us taste later.
I love when they come in, but they bring so much, and it's all so good. How do you not taste it all?
Oh, hello. We're eating for all day.
You know what? I'll just break a piece off because then the calories don't count when
All
you
right,
rip
they
something
all
off.
fall out, don't they?
Yeah, with Irish soda bread, though, you just have to eat the whole
So
You know,
good.
you
Well,
can't
look at that. I
worry
mean,
about the
look at that.
calories.
That's just ridiculous. There's just no need for that.
Green cannolis, is that what's on the agenda?
Listen, if they're making it, I'll eat it. It's good stuff. All right, guys, thanks.
Treat Italian style. Today we're showing you how to cook struffola, which is an Italian honey ball. And joining us from Artuso's Bakery is expert baker Ralph Puma. It's good to have you here.
Thanks for having me.
This is on every Italian family
Pretty much
table
so.
around the Christmas holiday. So you are going to tell us how to create this.
Yep.
And we are getting something boiling here.
Right
What
now
is that?
We have 2 cups of water, a cup of vegetable shortening. You can use Crisco if you like,
Okay,
and a pinch of salt.
That's right in here
Okay?
right now. You
Right.
got to bring this to a boil.
Bring it to a boil. Once it starts to boil, you want to lower it down to a simmer until
let
all
me
the
do that.
Crisco is melted.
Okay.
All right. And you're
Very
gonna pour.
good.
I'll pour the 1 1/4 cups of flour, all-purpose flour, into there.
Right, okay.
So
we
you
can do that
keep stirring,
easily. All right, I'll stir for you.
and I'm gonna pour it right in there.
All right. Oh, we don't have to
Stir
worry
it a little
about clumps.
faster.
Right? Oh,
you
I
want to stir it,
see, look
yeah,
at that.
yep. And you're gonna keep it on a low flame.
Did I mess you up?
Nope, that's good. That's good.
Okay.
Keep going.
All right, I'm going. Here we
Okay,
go.
that's it. All right, you're gonna keep stirring it until all the lumps are gone.
Okay.
All right.
Very good.
You got it.
Keep on going there. Now, this is what's going to create the ball.
Yes, it is. This is the dough.
Oh, this
Okay?
is the dough
This
that
is
we're
the dough
creating.
that's gonna
Then
be
what
for
do
the
you,
ball.
you shape it, right?
Then we're gonna put it into a pot and mix it with eggs,
Okay.
vanilla. You're gonna put 7 extra large eggs into it.
Okay, we'll get all that prepared
Okay.
beforehand.
All right.
See, really all I have to do is stand over my grandmother. She's
Very
making
much so.
these, but this is good to see your creation.
Okay, this
too.
is good for now.
Okay,
we'll
good.
leave it for that. But
Good.
you really have to stir it until all the lumps are out of
All
it
right,
completely.
so,
Okay?
Now what are you going to do?
All right, we're gonna pour it into here, into the mixing bowl.
Okay.
Okay, there will be no lumps in there if you do it at home properly.
You're looking at me.
Okay.
Huh?
If you want to put the gas back on, we're
Sure.
gonna start the honey up. Keep it on a low flame. Okay.
Now, what do you have and how much honey do you put?
Okay, we're using a cup of honey for this recipe.
Okay, and some sugar in there? Is that
And
what I
there's
said?
a tablespoon of sugar. And
And then that's it.
and
that's the
we
coating.
have a 1/4 teaspoon of lemon extract. You can use anise extract, any kind of extract you
Do
like.
I need to
any
mix this
flavoring.
up at all, or are we good?
No, it's good as long as you
Just keep
let
it
It's gonna come to a rolling boil.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, we'll let it go for a little bit.
boiling honey. I haven't
wanna-
done that.
You want to
What
keep
do you
this
need me to
on a
do
low
here?
speed now.
Okay.
Okay, you don't want to over mix it, but you want to keep it. You want to bring it down to a room temperature.
Oh,
Okay?
I see.
Because if you put the eggs in too early, you can end up cooking them before it's time to
then
bake.
you have like scrambled
Right,
eggs in
right.
the.
Okay.
Okay.
So for all intent and purposes, it's cooled down. All right.
Okay,
we
we'll just
have,
do that.
Right. We
What do
have
you want me
a
to
2
do here?
teaspoons of vanilla flavor.
Okay, get
Put it
that
right
in
in.
there.
Okay. And 7 extra large eggs. Now with the eggs, you got to put them in one at a time and make sure they're fully incorporated into the mix. Okay?
You want me to try that?
Try.
Oh,
try
I hope I
getting
don't
one
mess
egg
this
in
one
there.
up.
Go
Okay,
ahead.
here we go. This is like a little test here. Can we do one at a time? Okay.
All right.
And then you mix that up.
And you keep it on low speed.
All right.
Low to medium. Okay. You don't want to
that
whip.
good
You don't
enough?
want to whip this up because when you cook the dough, it already becomes nice and fluffy as it is. So you
Okay,
don't need
one
to
more
whip it
here?
up. Yeah, sure. Go ahead. One more in there.
You know who we have watching over us this whole time is your boss, Anna Artuso,
That's right.
owner of the bakery and our former senior of the week. I know you're over there supervising, making sure we're doing a good job.
I'm not sure I could tell if it was a good struffola, so I brought an expert along to check this out.
You're going to taste it for us later, so you can tell me the truth too. All right, here we go. One more
Yeah,
here.
one more, and then we'll go to what we already have. I've already mixed up for you.
All right, good.
Okay.
Good. So we
shut this down.
get them all in there.
Okay.
Then what's next?
All right. Now we have a pastry bag here.
All
okay?
right.
And you have to grease your baking trays at home.
Mm-hmm.
All right. You can use Pam. You can use Crisco on the trays. Whatever you need to use. All right. If you don't have a pastry bag,
Yeah.
where are we?
Now you
On the other
create one
side.
of those. You can create one of those, right?
Well, I use a Ziploc bag at home if you
Oh,
have to.
there we go.
Okay. And what you do is you just cut off the tip, and you can bag it like that onto the tray. But for you, we got the pastry bag.
Fancy.
Okay.
Oh, no. What do I need to do here?
Now you're gonna make them approximately the size of a dime. Okay.
All right.
You're righty or lefty?
No, I'm a righty,
Okay.
but I could work it out.
You
How's
got
that?
it.
Is that
That's
going
good.
okay?
All right.
It's
can put
closer
'em-
together,
you can put them
right?
closer together. All right. You should have your oven preheated to about 400 degrees right now.
Okay.
Okay. You don't want to make them too big because they do blow up a little bit.
Am I making them too big? A little bit smaller, huh?
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
You probably do these in about a second, huh?
Oh yeah. Hey, let me show you something here.
You want to...
This is what we use in the bakery.
All right, go ahead. Show me how you do this.
There we go. We get 2 at a time on this.
Oh, look at that. That's
And that's
real
approximately
fancy
the size, right? That's approximately the size that we make in the bakery.
I wonder
At home, you
yeah.
can make it any size you want. If you
Those
want to
are
make them
great.
smaller or larger, whatever
How
you
many
prefer.
struffola you think you sell?
Oh, forget it. We have
Thousands,
barrels full of
millions.
them. Yes, yes. Because it takes all day to make these.
Yeah, you just keep on going,
That's
keep on
it,
going,
that's
keep on
it.
going. Very
Okay,
good.
now
Now
we
what do
got
you
the
do? You
honey.
cook that up. How long do you cook that up for?
It cooks for 25 to 30 minutes
Mm-hmm.
or until golden brown.
Okay.
Okay. You take them out, you want to let them cool off. All right, we got our honey mix in here. We brought it to a rolling boil.
Right.
Okay, and we're going to pour the pre-made honey balls.
Okay, here we go.
No. Got these here.
Yeah, you've got some. There are
There
other
we
ones.
go.
Look how cute they are.
We could take this off the heat, actually. All right.
Now you
And if you want to stir it with that,
stir this up. Okay. Oh no.
I'm going to pour this in.
I hope I don't miss. Okay. And
Now
that's all you do.
Yep, that's all,
Fast,
all there is
right?
to it. You want to go a little slower, actually, because you don't want to crush the honey balls.
Oh, you know, I probably crushed them already. Okay.
That's it. From the sides and bring up all the honey.
Okay. And this is
All
enough
right.
honey for these?
This is enough honey. As long as you mix it, I'll tilt it to the side. You got it?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll
That's
bring up
pretty
the tray
easy.
that I brought.
That's pretty good. That's
Okay.
not bad. I think I can handle this.
You got it. You got it. It's looking good.
Now you keep on going,
As
right?
long until they're all coated. You want to make sure you coat them all. All right.
Yeah, I'm
That
good.
should be
Wait, you
good.
think that's good? Okay,
That should be good.
All
You
right.
usually want to get it to room temperature.
Okay.
Before you start playing with it, but
Since we don't have that
since
much
we don't
time.
have much time, we're going to dump it right into the tray.
And then when it dries, it has that great honey. It just like it keeps on
Sticky and everything.
stringing.
Yes, it does. Okay, if you want to get your hands all dirty,
Mm-hmm.
I brought a little bowl of warm water because what you want to do is you don't want the honey to stick to your fingers.
Okay.
So you can dunk your hand in the bowl or your fingertips in the bowl.
Yeah.
And you shape the honey balls into a dome or whatever you want to do to the shape of the platter.
All right, here we go.
We brought an expert in at this point.
Okay, Ann. They're a little warm.
Yes, they are very warm.
I mixed them up. I didn't do something.
Okay.
You did a beautiful job.
Thank you.
Here you go. That's for you.
All right, what do we need to do? We need to
Okay.
put some sprinkles,
Put some sprinkles on there. You can
All
put
right.
confetti.
I'm going to try this, and then you can taste, okay?
Anything you like on it. Any kind of decoration you want on it. There you go. That's it.
You
Want a
make
job?
these home, I bet you do.
No, I don't.
You don't? You get the guys to do it. You know what? Good
No,
for
I
you.
don't.
Good for you.
All I do is take care of my beautiful customers.
Okay, and there you go.
Wonder-
That's
oh,
that's our
gosh,
honey
I just-
balls. There you go.
I'm going to try this, but I hate to mention, I've also been peeking, and I saw you brought along a
I
couple
brought
other
some-
things. So while I try
Matt's
this,
always looking
Go right ahead.
for something else.
John,
We got the other one here?
the picks this
Oh,
way.
yeah,
You don't
toothpicks.
get your
Yes,
hands
that's right.
oh,
Okay,
We usually
okay.
pick,
Yes.
but being
Yeah.
that we don't want you to get your hands dirty.
I always just pick. Just
I do
always
too.
pick. But
Everybody
here we go.
does.
here we go. I get one of the top ones.
Okay, this here is a pizza rustica.
Look
Oh, I
at
like
you
it.
brought all
Mary,
the
you
stuff
said,
for us.
you
This
said
is
you
great
know this,
warm.
right? You know the pizza rustica. Your mom makes it at home or something, you
You didn't
said?
taste it, Ann. You probably.
I do.
I know
do.
you're not gonna like it probably.
Oh, I do.
I didn't create
do.
that. I
watching
didn't
the
mix
White
that.
Swan.
No.
Did you see I messed up the? Did you see I messed up the beginning, the flour and all?
Well, it just took time. I should have been your official stirrer today,
You
and
know
you could have
what?
gone on with the preparation.
Look at all
I
this.
shouldn't say it. I'm always on Weight Watchers.
No,
Because I eat
you
too
look
much.
great. Are you kidding me?
Okay,
Look at
this
this. You're
here's
so
the pizza
sweet.
rustica. It's kind of like an American quiche.
Yeah.
Inside it has prosciutto, provolone, ricotta cheese.
Great. And this is
mozzarella
the
cheese.
Italian
And this is the
cheesecake.
Italian cheesecake made with ricotta also.
We
also make this with whole wheat grain. It's
Wonderful.
called a pastiera.
Love that.
I gotta
You
do
can
one
get your
more here.
hands
Go
on
right
a
ahead.
copy of the
Delicious.
recipe for Screwfillet by writing to us here on Daytime. Our address, 6 Executive Plaza, Yonkers, 10701.
It's a cue for either spaghetti, pasta, or something, or a sweeter treat on a hot summer day would be Italian ice, something to cool down with. And here is to show us how easy it is to make is pastry chef from Artuso's Bakery. We're talking with Ralph Puma. Thanks very much for being with us,
Thanks
Ralph.
for having us back again.
Now, Mary mentioned something called granita or something like that. She's talking.
No, don't know that one. Sorry.
God, you know, it's Italian.
Spumoni, gelati, Italian ice.
Right, come from different parts of the country, and things are different. But this is what I think of.
This
Very
is the Italian
vivid
ice.
colors.
Yes, we make different flavors. We have 10 different flavors at all times. 2 of them we rotate throughout the year because the kids like different flavors. Like we have peach, bubblegum. This is watermelon here, grape. Blue raspberry, the kids love that one.
Yeah, the blue color sells
The
big.
favorite ones are the lemon and the chocolate ice here. Those are the big sellers.
Now, you pointed to this, or this is lemon?
This is the lemon. This is pina colada.
Pina colada. Lemon is white.
Lemon is white.
But that's what
yes.
I've always eaten.
Yes.
And just a hint, what the heck is this one here?
That is cream ice. It has sliced almonds in it.
Almonds,
It's
okay.
almost like a spumoni, but not really.
Okay,
Yeah.
good.
And at the bakery, the way we make the ice is we have a big machine. It's a freezer and mixer at the same time. As it freezes, it scrapes the sides of the freezer, and it makes the ice. Okay. Since at home, I don't expect anybody to have one of those machines.
Okay.
I came up with this. We put some ice in a blender. What you're going to do is you're going to fill your blender up with ice. Okay. try and chop it up a little bit. Use the pulse on it or the InstaBlend, whatever you have. Use chopped ice. Okay, here we have cubed ice, unfortunately.
Right.
But
so
at
it'll
home,
take
use
a
the
little
chopped
bit
ice.
longer, and
Right.
we're not going to waste time with that here.
Okay, so we'll start pouring the ingredients in. We're going to do chocolate ice today.
Chocolate.
Okay.
Well,
so
Mary will be very
these are the
happy to
ingredients
hear
here.
this.
That's already made.
Oh, that's already made.
Yep, that's good. We can eat that later.
Okay, here we go.
We're going to put a half a cup of sugar in.
That's where we start.
The
half
whole
a cup
bowl.
of sugar.
Yep.
The whole bowl.
The whole bowl is in there.
Alrighty.
Okay. We're going to put 2 tablespoons of the cocoa powder.
Okay, 2 of cocoa powder. And maybe make it heaping, not quite. There we go.
And 1 cup of milk. It's the whole thing of milk.
It's already measured.
Yep. Use the whole milk. It gives a nice...
whole milk.
Yeah.
Okay, I was just about to ask.
Yeah, whole milk is better.
Yeah, let's not skimp on Italian ice.
Okay. Now, at the bakery, now these are the secrets now. Okay. We use the vanilla flavor. We put right into it. You can put a teaspoon in it, or however you like it to taste, whatever. If you want to leave it out, it's up to you also.
Okay, vanilla flavoring.
And then we also put a pinch of cinnamon in there.
Oh, very
now,
nice.
If you don't like the cinnamon, you don't have to put it in, but it does add a little flavor to it. It's really nice. So just put a little shake in there for now.
Just a little sprinkle.
Just a little bit.
Okay.
Too much, then it's going to taste like a cinnamon ice.
Yeah, cinnamon is very powerful.
Yeah, it's too
Good
powerful.
point, yeah.
Right. And like I said, we're going to put it on pulse. If the ice gets stuck in the blender, you could take it out, shake it up a little bit, or if you want to use a spoon, just make sure you unplug it before you put the spoon
And
in.
basically, this is the consistency we're going to wind up with.
Right. Okay, and we'll throw this one on here.
All right.
All right.
And that's...
Now this is the lemon ice.
Okay.
Okay.
But that's that looks like it's almost
It's
done.
pretty
to
close.
me.
Yeah, I'm just going to mix it up real quick so you get the idea of what the texture is supposed to be like. Okay? The lemon ice, you're not going to use milk or cocoa powder. You put a half a cup of sugar in again, the granulated sugar. Then if you have either lemon juice, you could put an eighth of a cup or a quarter of a cup, depending on how much lemon flavor you want. Or if you have lemon extract, you can put a teaspoon of this. It's very powerful stuff, so you don't want to put too much of that in there also. Okay? After you blend it all up, like you said, this should be the consistency of it. Okay? You can put it in one of the bowls.
Okay.
All right? And then after that, you want to put it in your freezer. You know, you could taste it just to see if the flavor is there and everything, but then put it into your freezer and let it harden up. Okay?
Well,
That's the secret to the Italian ice.
How long is it going to take if I'm thinking, okay, I've got an afternoon barbecue and I want to have it ready for the...
Start it up in the morning. By the afternoon, it should be fine. A couple hours in the freezer, it'll be good.
Now, at your bakery, do people come in? I mean, can you tell summertime comes and boom, people start walking in?
Oh yeah. We once this, we had February. We had a lot of hot weather this year.
Yeah.
And they just started coming in, asking us. So before Easter, we had to do ices. Usually we wait until after Easter.
Oh my goodness.
But they were just overcrowding us and begging for the ices.
Okay, now, Ralph, you're going to have to make way here. We're going to...
What
we got
do we
such
have?
He's such a whiny guy, you know, because he didn't get to make something neat like this when I was on vacation and you were filling in.
Well, you know, we had fun, but this is going to be
special
what
treat.
What do we got?
All right. Well, like I said, once you put it in the freezer, you want to let it set for about a couple hours. Okay. And this is the consistency that you should have. Okay. You don't want to scoop it out. Okay. The Italian ice, you got to scrape the Italian ice. Okay. The girls in the bakery, they got muscles after scraping the ices all day. All right.
I didn't say that.
If you want to give it a try
Ralph
after
said
that.
ladies.
Yeah,
that's
scrape
yours.
it up.
This is my all right.
Scrape it up. Do it yourself.
Yeah, fill it up all the way.
Go right ahead.
I'm trying.
No, we'll tell people now I'm going to make one up. Well, actually, we may have one made up for Mary. She likes the chocolate. But if you want to make your own recipe for Italian ice, you can just send us a self-addressed stamped envelope to Daytime Recipes. Remember, put Italian ice on the envelope as well. Or you can log on to our website at www.news12.com. And let's see, what am I going to go with? I got choices here. What's that one?
The peach.
Peach.
You always go with the
That's
peach.
nice. Yeah. Very good.
Peach was nice.
Peach.
Oh, this is sweet.
You like this?
Yeah. Just
Okay.
real good for hot summer days.
Stay tuned. We'll be tasting this more because Dave is going to be back with the weather and a look at this weekend's box office as well. Maybe he'll even be finished.
The Vietnam War divided America like no war since the Civil War. There was, of course, much dissent, especially among young people. But there were also Americans who may not have supported the war, but did want to support the troops fighting it. One of them was a Yonkers woman named Anna Puma. And as Bill Ritter shows us, she is an eyewitness to the century.
This is from Saigon, May 7th, 1967. Dear Anna, we feel that we are doing a vital and worthwhile job here in Vietnam, and to know that we enjoy the support of the people at home is precious to us.
By 1967, 500,000 U.S. troops were fighting the war in Vietnam. But half a world away, Anna Puma of Yonkers decided to fight a war of her own on behalf of those troops. A war against loneliness and homesickness.
We had a fishbowl, and we used to have customers pick out the names of the servicemen, and I used to make the boxes of cookies and send them out. Then I started getting mail from these young soldiers.
Through her letters from servicemen overseas, Anna Puma, now 78, is an eyewitness to the Vietnam War. Each week from her Yonkers bakery, she would mail out boxes of cookies to soldiers in the trenches. Amidst the death, despite the destruction, they would write back, offering an honest voice from the front. This one from Christmas Eve, 1966.
I never really just know how precious friendship were until they were so often ended in tragedy. It made me wonder if it was all worth it. People like you make it clear. Yes, it's worth it, because each and every man here will come home as a better American.
More than 57,000 Americans would not make it home. The ones who did returned to an America very different than the one they left.
Some boys stopped in, yes. We had one that stopped in about 3 months ago, and he said to me, I've been blessing you for 30 years. So he gave me a kiss, and he says, you send me cookies to Vietnam. So to me, that's priceless.
These stories are priceless.
Yeah.
Another great one.
Anna Puma, eyewitness to the century.
All right.